Okay, we're testing these glasses. You like them?
All right, we're testing glasses, testing.
So we're here in the modified co-op studio, let's call it.
All right.
Whatever we're gonna call it. And we're playing with these. You guys saw Cory do, I think it was a short you did a while ago about how we wanted to mount these and wire them and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
We've kind of figured out that we're gonna run the wire out and then back between the tanks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're gonna have to spread the tanks just a little bit because we do want these lights in the end to line up. And right now we can't do that because the tanks are too close together. So we've determined by pressing this feed button about 100 times where the food falls.
Yeah, the spread pattern.
The spread, yeah. And we've determined we're going to cut the glass. The glass top, well, I'm going to move the paper here. We want it to come all the way forward, obviously. We want to put the plastic back strip in the back. And then we want this flap of glass to be able to flip all the way back, just in case we ever need to close it for a tank of jumpers, which there are a few here.
I got 2 tanks of jumpers currently.
Right now. So anyway, so we did the test on where it falls. We determined we're going to cut the glass at 6 inches. We're going to kind of try to take care of the sharp edges. And we were also concerned about, I got to take this off really quick, the integrity
of your hat.
Oh, I forgot. Fluvo is really tripping. I was wondering why it was so hot. The integrity of the glass. So when it's shut, the front glass will now be supported 3 sides.
Yep.
This flap, we're just going to say, is not there, so it's not supported on this end anymore. We're sure that that's enough support. The back glass is only supported end to end, and yet we're going to have to put a cut in this hinge so that this can fold back. Otherwise, it all has to go at once, and we that's not what we want. So
yeah, it's moving the light each time. It's a pain, and everyone's got an aquarium knows.
We want the lights to be able to sit right here in front of what I'm going to call the hinge bar. And if you look in the tank, you can tell the difference. If it's sitting behind, you know, it
highlights the top of the plants back there. Yep.
Right, but nothing up in here and where you want the fish. If it's up here, you lose a little bit on the top of the plants, but you see the whole tank now.
Right.
So it lights up. And this is, if we're going to call it a flaw, this is a flaw in the Versatops. And I know why they do it. It makes sense why they do it business-wise.
Well, you can show them on the custom aquarium top.
Yeah, we will. We'll go over there in just a second. Because both of these pieces are cut exactly the same width. So when they go to order them, you know, we need 500 million of those. Now we go over here. This is a custom aquarium one. You've got, obviously, the back strip. You've got a back piece of glass that's wide enough for the light to come right up to it, and the front is narrower for picking up to feed.
Yep. So you don't have to have the light slide and move on you every time you feed.
So the light's not right on top of the bar either. It can just stay there. I like this design better. In some of my aquariums, I've actually cut my own glass and used their hinge.
Well, yeah, you and I both have done some glass stuff, and I wanted to teach this method because we need to do it a bunch.
Right.
So let's go ahead and, you know, we're going to try and break it and break it in the right way.
So basically, you know, we're going to end up mounting this here. Now, we've already talked about this. Something I found cool, I just found it today, is now the front is nice and clean.
Yep.
And I've actually even found one more thing about that is now you can tighten it without having to dip your hand in the tank.
Yeah, you don't use auto feeders. You just feed your fish like a madman 4 times a day.
Right.
Where I use auto feeders, so I'm well aware of that.
So anyway, that's all the bonus points about this. Cory will make another video probably about the tape thing.
I've done it in the past, but if no one's watched that video in 5 years, so.
Yeah. So the tape thing is to control them out.
Right, so it's got a moving door. It's just we need such little amounts for this shrimp that we put a piece of tape to close 3/4 of the door even at the smallest setting. The smallest setting is too much. when you use nano food. If I use bigger
Right.
food, no problem.
Right, exactly. So we got top over here. I've protected Cory's table the best I can. Why is it doing that? It always does that.
It's because you're famous. I think it makes that ding each time you get another 1,000,000 followers.
Now, I haven't cut glass in at least a month. If you're not comfortable doing this, have a glass shop do it. Or if you're not comfortable, maybe throwing a top away that you screw up.
Yeah, we can definitely kill 40 bucks right here, easy.
Right. One little cut, 40 bucks could be gone.
Yep. Since we already own it, we're doing it. If I didn't own any, I would go to a glass shop and say, hey, cut them because they're going to cost me 38 bucks, but they'll already be done for me.
Right.
And then I got to buy Hinge on Amazon or something.
Right. One key, a clean glass cutter. Clean. They're not expensive. I think under 10 bucks you can buy a brand new one. It doesn't have to be a super expensive one. Just get it, make sure it's clean. Some people will put a little bit of oil. I usually do a little bit of spit for lubrication.
That old man essence.
The glass has to be clean also. So I've taken this glass. Now, I didn't realize how hard your water is. There's like calcium.
I know. That's the pros and the cons. Live bears love it. Fish keepers hate it. The cleaning part.
I put a mark here at 6 inches. This is where we determine. Right there's my mark. It's black on black, so you guys can't see it. I'm going to put a square up to that. You want to hold the glass cutter.
Yeah, give them all your tips, because this is, if you've
Vertical.
never done it before, it's...
Yeah. Vertical, and it's 1, maybe 2 scratches. A pro will never do more than 1. They're really good at it. I'm not a pro. I'm a rookie.
It's crazy, because you're going to see just this little hairline
Crack.
thing, and that's...
Not even a crack. It's just scratch.
Yeah, you score. It's a score.
Yeah.
You score the glass.
That's what
and
you're doing. You're scoring.
It's a weird, non-intuitive process.
And it's kind of a weird feeling too. You know, it's like okay.
Because it's going to
so-
sound terrible.
Oh yeah, it'll sound like fingers on chalkboard. So hold everything tight. Don't press too much where you just didn't break the glass without thinking about it. And it's like
Just like that. Now you see
and
that
if you
line?
zoom in, you can see little tiny frays of glass that have come off of there.
Yep. Now you don't put those on your tongue.
No. Now, one of the things I talked to Cory about earlier is we didn't pull the glass out to do it. There's still a 1/4 inch of glass in the hinge. We're hoping this works.
Dean loves to go, let's try something. You want to
try
try
it.
something, Cory? Because then if it doesn't work, we'll tell people not to do it. And if it does work, we look extra good.
There's a reason there's a little bead on the back of these. If a glass cutter was doing this, they would move this to the side of the table.
That's what I've always done, yeah.
And snap it. Or you could put the bead right there,
I've never done it the bead way
right
like
in
that.
the middle, and just carefully push down.
I'm glad we have this on video. Is that, wow. What a professional.
That's broken.
I'm gonna do the disclaimer. Those edges are crazy sharp right now.
Literally.
They will cut you so easy because you're doing your happy dance. It didn't break. And then you go to touch it and be like, did it work? And then you'll slice yourself right open.
You will. And I'm serious. If I went like that, it'd
It's
be
so sharp.
all the way to the bone.
Yeah.
Sandpaper is your friend there. Mm-hmm. It doesn't take a lot. These are just barely sanded. Normally, in a glass shop, they're going to run it across a wet sander. We don't have that ability here.
Yeah, we don't have that technology.
So we're just going to do it by hand. And I'm thinking I kind of want to slice that hinge first.
Yeah.
But I haven't quite determined how I'm going to do that yet.
Yeah, well, I thought we were going to take it out. But now that that method actually worked, we don't have to take it out. So
Might
maybe...
not have to. So I'm going to grab my razor knife and see if that'll work.
There you go.
I'll be right back. And now's a good time for a commercial break, by the way. Did you know, and if you don't, you do now, there's 2 new products out from Aquarium Co-op. Freeze-dried brine shrimp cubes. These are amazing. This is awesome food. I was talking to Cory earlier about this. I probably haven't fed this for 30 years because it's always been containers too small, can't get them, and freeze-dried tubifex worms. I like the freeze-dried one. I never feed a live one anymore, but the freeze-dried ones I would. And there's not a false bottom. Hikari, I think it's almost twice as much in ounces.
Yeah, almost.
Not quite, but almost. So,
Same price, you get more for your money. We bring value at Aquarium Co-op.
Right.
That's our mission.
So I'm just going to try to cut the one side of the hinge down to the glass. Ooh, scary.
Down to the
isn't it?
bone.
That's scary. If it doesn't work, I'm going to saw it. I don't know if that's gonna work. I don't think I can cut it all the way through.
The hinges are pretty thick. Like I know when I have to cut them, they take like
That's not gonna work.
like metal shear type things.
Yeah.
We're trying to not pull them out and put them back in because they're a pain, but
Like that?
yeah. Because they get all, especially a small portion, when you're trying to put it back in, it's extra floppy where you can kind of get a corner in and walk it all the way across. And a small piece,
Right.
more difficult.
So now I'm gonna do the edge because then I'm gonna cut because I don't wanna cut myself on the edge. So I usually just, sounds gross, right?
What grit is that sandpaper? Because someone's going to ask, like, well, how do I know which one to use besides any?
I don't know, this is 80.
80, okay.
Now-
But anything between like
100, 80,
120, if it's in your garage, it'll work.
feel that, feel that. Don't feel the backside, it's still sharper than crap.
Yeah, it's nice. It's rounded on that. You've done a good job on that edge.
Doesn't take a whole lot.
You may see some dust coming off. You don't want to inhale that if you can. Glass shards, not good for the lungs, just FYI.
Good, we're good there.
Nice.
Now we're gonna go like this. A hobby saw, a hacksaw blade.
Isn't that one specifically a Japanese pole saw?
It's called the pole saw because it cuts on the pole strip.
I learned that. I didn't know that saw existed before Dean showed it to me. He uses it to cut a steak normally.
Chicken bones. A little bit more.
And once we get the glass back in there, we'll demonstrate why.
There we go. Look at that.
Now they can work independent.
That's what we want, right?
Yep, that's exactly what we
Now,
want.
if I remember right, this
That
glass
one's
is
still
gonna have a sharp edge
yes.
too.
This is exactly how you cut yourself. So,
I think it's this edge that's sharp.
are they both the same amount of green? Yeah,
No,
they are.
this is it. I usually go up and down and back and forth
All right.
because the back and forth will get that bevel a little bit.
Normally, don't you do this in the living room on your wife's carpet and everything?
Yeah, and remember, that's why I put this piece of cardboard.
Yeah.
I normally do it on the kitchen table.
Oh, okay.
Usually with a piece of cardboard. Okay.
Yeah, in theory, we'll get lucky here and it'll pop back in. Sometimes it's easy if it's been in there for a while.
Ha! That was too easy.
Heck yeah.
Okay. Now. A little bit of...
Yeah, what's that little clicky?
I think that's going to have to be something that's knifed out of there. No? Okay, I see what it is.
Maybe move the glass a touch. Yeah. Perfect. Now, as long as there's that clearance when it's on the tank, we'll be good. Or you can do that like Dean did.
We're going to give ourselves a little play. Now, I'm not just going to go take that to the tank. I am going to take it to the tank, but I'm going to do something first. If I had my can of spray air, I'd spray all that glass dust off.
Wait, wet paper towel maybe? Oh, thank goodness we got that.
If we didn't have these in the fish room, what would we do?
I don't think you have a fish room if you don't have the towel.
I don't think so either. You got to have
I
one.
think
of
that's
these.
actually a requirement.
Now, if this actually works, Cory, how many of these do we have to make today?
Only 11 more. That actually wasn't so bad.
It wasn't as bad as you thought.
What you're missing in this video is the 2 hours of, are we sure we want to do this? How do we want to film it? Is this going to work? Like, we've all done it, but how do we make sure that other people can replicate this?
There's one here without a top.
Shocking.
Well, there's no back strip, but we'll do the back
Yeah.
strip later, maybe.
Yep. I lost some back strips when we built this place, so. And then I got to go to my car. I've got extra little,
Things.
yeah. Look at that. Look at that.
What's that? Oh, you know, it's just slightly too long.
That's what I was saying when you scotched it out a little bit, because I knew they were pretty tight on this top. Not all tops are that tight. There you go. Look at that.
Uh-oh.
Well, that's how I got to get the thing. So.
And I showed you one time how to find the middle, right?
Yeah, but I totally forgot.
Oh, we'll do it again then.
All right, let me go grab the stuff and we'll be back.
Grab the stuff. So we want to still put this in the middle of the tank, I think.
Yeah.
Just for looks. We are using a different one than what comes stock with the Aquarium because it's a T, which means you can grab it from the front, from the back, where the Aquarium one you can only grab.
Yeah, those ones are just...
And it's slippery.
Where
this, you put your fingers around it, you got it.
And for less than, $4 or whatever, you could probably... They came from Custom Aquariums. I special ordered them. I don't think they have them on their site, but you could probably email them and get some if you want some. They're just our preferred one.
So everybody goes about this in different ways. So, you're going, okay, it's 35 inches, half of 35 is blah, 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 blah. Or you can just put this over here, go like that, measure from there to here. It's 32 and a half. We know that 16 and a quarter is the middle. Or 16 and a quarter is a half. So if I put this at 16 and a quarter, then I'm going to come down here.
You put the edge of it at 16 and a quarter?
Yep. Why? It's math. Remember?
I know, but it doesn't. That's math that seems like it shouldn't be that easy.
Who's that guy? Just call me Sheldon right now.
All right,
Okay.
Sheldon.
So look, you've put this here tight.
Yep.
You've measured the difference. The difference is 32 and a half.
Yeah.
Half of that is 16 and a quarter.
Yes.
So now, if I go 16 and a quarter.
I feel like that has to be the center of the thing, though.
No, because we've already put this in there.
All right. Measure both sides and prove it to me.
Okay, 16 and a quarter right there.
Yep.
Hold that there.
I'll hold it here. Yep.
16 and a quarter.
Now prove it on the other side too. God, I don't know why that.
Okay.
It seems like it shouldn't, but it obviously is panning out.
Let's go through that one more time.
Yes.
This, we're putting there.
Yep.
Now, if we're going to go to the middle, we'd have to go to the middle of it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But we're not. We're going to the edge. So we've taken all of this.
You're right, because we're going to measure from each edge when we measure it, not from the middle.
Right.
I understand now.
Okay, so you got it. Okay.
There's now 42,000 people going, Cory, you moron. Worth it.
Do they ever really think that? I don't think so.
Well, there's that many people thinking that, but then there's the other people that are like me going, hey, that's magic. I should do that.
That's what I thought the first time I did it too.
Yeah.
So, which was like when I was 10.
They had numbers back then?
Yeah, back then they did. So
Wasn't just Roman numerals?
it could have been.
Tape measures look for all Roman numerals?
Bazinga.
I don't like to push too hard right then
Yeah.
because I fear of breaking the glass. So I like
Especially
to
if we're only supporting it on 3 edges for this one.
Right. I just get it and push like so. And it's like golden.
Nice.
Now let's just, for sake of example, move this light where we want it now.
Yeah, but you got to move the...
Oh, I got to flip that one back.
Yeah.
I can do that.
See how it just sits, and we're going to have our nice feeding spot for the feeder, and I can put frozen foods and freeze-dried
I'll grab the
foods.
feet. Click, 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 click. I love that.
The editor doesn't even have to put sound effects. You got them,
I'm
Dean.
so glad I figured that out. We also figured this has to be about approximately 2.5. I just, since I didn't have to dip my whole arm in the tank.
Yeah, when Dean first got here, apparently he was like, my hoodie needs a
I was
wash.
swimming in there to get it on there.
Boom. Now
Just
we've
like
got
that.
plenty of room to feed flake food and other stuff during the day. Yeah, there's a little bit where your fish could jump out, but
What's in this tank?
nothing in the tank. It's just plants at the moment because I need to redo it.
Oh, so let's cloud it up and see if it actually works.
Sure. I mean, there's snails that'll eat. Look at that.
That's freaking awesome.
Didn't even hit the rim.
I like it.
We had that problem on a different one with the
Now,
rim.
can we do it 50 times like we did over there, or do you want to call it once as good?
Oh, no, we're doing the rest. I mean, this video is over, but we're doing the rest for sure.
So now, here's the Cory nuances. He wanted it, so obviously it's not going to go on the rim or over here. We've accomplished that. We did do that with the tape on because we figured out, and a full...
Yeah, because it feeds out slightly different whether the
as it's going
drum
down.
is full or empty.
It comes more this way.
Yep.
So we filled it up to make sure how far we can. Cory also wanted to be able to go, boop, if he wanted to drop a frozen bloodworm or a brine shrimp cube or one of those new freeze-dried ones.
That's right.
Now, if he has to get in the tank, the light will have to move, but right now the light...
Yeah, what I love is the light moves, and that's an easy move. Because this is exactly what I do every day.
Right.
I've got a camera in one hand, I've got one hand.
Right.
And so it gets a little hard when I'm trying to feed, right? So if I'm trying to hold cubes and kind of do this move to get it in, but here, look at this. And then I can drop it in. But I don't have to move the light. Or I mean, I have to move the light, but I don't have to move the feeder or anything, and it's going to be great. But for just feeding, that's where I just go, oh, right there.
Yeah, perfect. Yep.
And that is how you hot rod the glass top, so your easy auto feeder will work, no problem at all. And now we're going to replicate that 12 more times, and then we'll do it at Dean's house.
There we go.
Thanks for watching this video. We hope that you enjoyed it. We picked another one that we thought you might like. You can click on it right here.